All righty. Miss Dorothy Taylor is on deck. Swing away. Oh, you gotta get like sorry. That's all I had to finish my little punchline. Yeah, well, yeah,
Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, invented in 1951, has really changed over the years since when our parents ate it, not only with their box's design, but with the cereal itself. The cereal may claim they're great, using their well-known slogan, but is that really true? Frosted Flakes is now included on a list of breakfast cereals that contains a genetically modified corn from the company Monsanto. According to a study conducted by various scientists in France, Monsanto's GMO corn has been linked to various damages to the liver and kidney, cancer, and premature death. Without knowing, every morning we could be eating a bowl of Frosted Flakes and be at a risk. Today, GMOs, animals or plants that have had their DNA genetically modified to obtain specific traits, seem to be everywhere but hidden from the human eye. Many well-known food companies that use genetically modified ingredients such as General Mills, Kellogg's, and Gerber are not required to label if their products are using genetically modified ingredients. According to the 2014 Consumer Report from the Food Safety and Sustainability Center, many other foods such as corn chips, baking mixes, and baby foods that contain corn and or soy products tested positive as a GMO. Yet still, many people believe that GMOs will benefit the future generations, whether because these genetically modified foods may be able to help the hungry or due to their ability to withstand many pesticides. But with the many different possibilities of health risks available, these GMOs need to be studied more so they don't negatively affect us now and in the future. So as I said before, there are many positives of GMOs, such as increased food production, more nutritious foods, and the possibility of decreasing hunger across the world. These claims may be true, but they can negatively affect a community and possibly the world in a negative way. Many people believe that GMOs have led to an increase of food production, but engineered foods and crops have only been around for 20 years, and the popularity and expansion of these crops has been very slow. Only recently has there been an increased usage of these foods. While this is true, the amount of farmlands around the world is limited, and the fertile land is even decreasing. If you want to continue to increase production of these GMOs, more farmers have to be willing to use these crops. But in some areas, GMO crops have spread to unwanted areas, modifying non-GMO crops or plants. This has been an obstacle for many farmers because it's very difficult to control this contamination, as pollen from many of these plants can widely spread with ease. Along with increasing food production, engineered foods can be more nutritious and also decrease hunger around the world. However, here are some risks that could affect us if we were to eat these genetically modified foods. A study in 2013 fed about 168 pigs using two diets, feeding about half of the pigs with genetically modified soy and corn, and the other half with the non-modified diet. The study went on for about 5 months as investigators observed reproductive and digestive problems, mainly in the pigs with GM diet. And I apologize, it's kind of gross, but you can see this is the stomachs of the pigs. You can see like the inflammation of like the pig's stomach that ate like the genetically modified food, and then like it's slightly less inflamed. Sorry. Some of the problems included higher rates of miscarriages and stomach and small intestine inflammation. The study took place on these specific animals due to the similar digestive systems between pigs and humans. Now imagine if you were to eat this genetically modified diet. There's a possibility that these same occurrences could happen to us. Yes, these modified foods may be more nutritious, but they do come with health risks like these. Also, while GMOs may be able to help decrease hunger around the world, the health risk could spread and affect numerous amounts of people, especially with the growing population. Along with the positives of GMOs, there are also many negatives, mainly the health risks. Lots of people have allergies, and majority of those are food-related. Around 2003, the time that genetically modified foods started becoming well-known, soy allergies in the United Kingdom started to increase. These allergies have been rising dramatically, about 60% after a type of genetically modified modified soy was imported into the country. Later, a group of scientists announced that the amount of people with the allergy symptoms had tripled over the past 3 years. Increased amounts of symptoms have also occurred in other countries, such as the United States, where genetically modified foods are regularly consumed. Just imagine over half of our country's population having an allergy of this engineered soy. There'd be a slim chance that you'd be one of the people in this classroom who didn't have an allergy. Some modified foods are engineered to produce their own pesticide or toxin called BT. BT, also known as Bacillus thuringiensis, produced with the soil bacteria. It's often used as a spray by farmers to control insects naturally. The genes of this pesticide are inserted into crops such as cotton and corn, so simply enough, the plants kill the insects themselves. Now produced in these genetically modified crops, the BT is more like a toxin and has similar properties of an allergen. This can lead to many harmful incidents, and that just happened. While simply using the BT spray to kill gypsum moths in the Pacific Northwest, up to 500 people reported symptoms involving allergies and some even the flu. Also, allergic reactions occurred in India as workers handled BT cotton. Some of these symptoms even resulted in a few people ending up in the emergency room. Can you imagine just going to the hospital just because of a GMO? Crops containing BT can not only affect us, but also affect some animals that simply just graze. Animals such as buffalo, chickens, and sheep don't have allergic reactions like we do, but they rather have internal damage and possibly die quickly. In India, buffalo would graze cotton plants that weren't genetically modified. Then, while grazing on BT cotton the next day for the first time, all of them became sick and soon died within the next 3 days. Investigators noticed irritation of the intestines and liver of those that died, suggesting it was the BT cotton in the crops. The animals that didn't graze on these genetically modified crops remained living and healthy. Many tests involving GMOs are on animals, such as rats and mice, and the majority of those tests are negative. But there has never been a human trial involving GMOs. If these GMOs are so widespread, how do we possibly know if they're 100% safe on humans? The Food and Drug Administration, or FDA, is responsible for protecting the public health by ensuring the safety, efficiency, and security of human and veterinary drugs, biological products, etc. The agency also advances the public health by helping to get the accurate science-based information they need to use medicines and foods to maintain and improve their health. Even though the FDA has warned about the potential problems with GMOs, there is still no regulations about labeling these engineered foods. Many unexpected brands contain genetically modified ingredients, and we may never know until we're affected. As about 80% of all our processed foods we eat contain GMOs, it's unclear if they're actually safe for humans in the long run. We are the generation that will have genetically modified foods all around us, and possibly every single meal. GMOs need to be studied more now, so in the future we won't be negatively affected by the possibility of health risks. Yes, GMOs do have positive that could affect our future, but what would happen if we don't conduct tests to see their risks? So next time you go out to buy Frosted Flakes, remember the long-term risk involving the genetically modified ingredients. Even if the cereal is great tasting, it can not only be harmful to your body, but also to others around you. Without knowing what foods contain GMOs, many of us can be negatively affected. In the future, our whole community can be affected, and possibly even the world.